We welcome you into the Lycamobile Jaguars Jam, the first edition of the 2018 season. JP Shadrick with you, and DJ Chark Jr. is our first guest. Good to see you, man.
Good to see you. Good to be here.
Thanks for coming on. This is for our UK audience. Of course, the Jags play a game in London every year. It's coming up at the end of October, so we have some media questions for you, DJ, today, and we have some fan questions, too. So I know the people in the UK are excited to talk to you.
I'm excited.
All right, let's get to it then. Let's start off with the first question today from Give Me Sport. What are the main changes you've had to get used to going from college to the pros? What's the biggest difference so far?
I think the biggest difference is how much more mentally challenging it is. You know, in college, it's pretty simple. You know, you have a game plan and you go out, execute, but it's so many different dimensions in the game now in the NFL, you know, and Blake can change the play at any time, whereas in college we kind of stuck to it, or we'll look to the sideline if we wanted to change it, but it could be changed at any point before the ball is snapped, and it could be changed at any play. So you have to have a good understanding of the playbook.
Yeah, terminology and checks at the line and all that. That's a big difference here, too.
Yeah, that was huge, and I'm still adjusting to it, but I have a better understanding of it now.
Question number 2 for you. This is from Unilad. How much have you learned going up against Jalen Ramsey and A.J. Boye every day, and does Jalen talk as much in practice as he does in games?
First question, I learned a lot, you know, going against those guys, definitely OTAs and mini camp and things like that. Just to, anytime I had a chance to go one-on-ones or whether it's 11-on-11, I made the most of it. And even like small things like today when I run a route, I asked him, did he feel a push off on that? Talking to AJ or talking to Jalen, asking, did he see anything in my route to know that he cut the route before I got to it? You know, sometimes they make great plays like that, so I asked him, why did they do that? And Jalen, he still talks, you know. He's always going to talk. You know, it's not as direct as it is on game day. You know, everybody's a little more fired up, which means you might get some more intensity, you know, coming from him. But in practice, he's still talking, but we teammates, so we all still have boundaries.
That's really good stuff with the defensive backs. And then this is a young receivers group, so I'm sure they don't only help you, but they help the other guys as well here. Let's get to our next question here. From Double Coverage, what do you see as the things you need to work on most going forward? And have you found D.D. Westbrook and Keelan Cole in particular to be helpful as second-year guys here, those two?
I feel like moving forward, I just want to continue to be consistent and make plays. I know I can make great plays at any time, but I want to be able to do that consistently and be able to do that, be a reliable target for Blake or Cody, whoever's in. And that's the biggest thing I work on every day, try to make sure I'm getting extra work after practice. And with Cole and Dede, both of those guys, you know, I learned from their experiences from last year, and I talked to them about different things that they see on the field. And they also make me more comfortable in the room, rather that's with jokes or just helping me out if I make a mistake. So those guys are definitely big in influencing me on how I play the game.
Fan question coming up here, DJ. Get ready. This is from @UnionJacksJoe. How does it feel to have bragging rights over the mayor of Saxonville, Calais Campbell, after the LSU win over Miami last week?
I felt good because, you know, since it was the season opener, we had all off season to talk about it. And, you know, everybody, for some reason, they kept saying, you know, the U is back, the U is back. And, you know, I understand that they want to be back, but LSU and the SEC is just different, you know. And I told them that. And I kept telling them that, and then, you know, Coach O and the Tigers told them that on Sunday. So I came in, and, you know, they started talking about the schemes and this and that, and I was like, I don't really want to hear all that. I just told you what the outcome of the game was going to be.
Pretty good opening weekend for the SEC,
too.
Generally,
Definitely.
you know, overall. Let's go back to a media question now from Unilad. What impact has Marquise Lee and the injury had on the team and the wide receiver core? Must be tough to lose a veteran leader. How have the group responded? Do you feel more pressure, or are you ready to step up?
Keith was definitely a leader in the room, still a leader in the room. And having that injury, everybody just felt like we had to do something, because the workload is going to increase now. And we all know that the responsibility of all our jobs increase. And for me, I know at first, I was able to, be able to follow in and come in and not being asked much to do. But now I know that my role has increased. It's not to be the guy or anything like that, but I'm going to be asked to make plays when my number is called, or come in and help a guy out when he's tired and things like that. And it's going to be more frequent now. And so that's something I talk to Coach McCardell about all the time. And he just makes sure that he always tells me to make sure that I'm ready. And that's something I focus on in practice.
That's foreshadowing for a question coming up, a couple from right now. Let's go back to a fan question, though, now from Ben Sterry. Has training camp and preseason been everything you expected or completely different? What did you have in mind to expect in the first few weeks of the preseason?
Training camp definitely was what I expected. Coming from LSU, we had really, really hard camps. And when I got here, I was told that camp was going to be hard. So I just figured it would be like LSU, which it was. And I just every day woke up and tried to get better. That was the mentality. And just go one day at a time. And preseason, it pretty much was what I expected, being able to be out there on the field with the jersey on, going with my teammates. And now the only thing left is the regular season, which I heard that it picks up tremendously. And everybody that's been telling me things been right so far. So I'm excited about Sunday.
Yeah, it becomes intense in a hurry when the regular season gets here. Back to the media questions now from Give Me Sport. Can you tell us a bit more about your role on offense? This is the question we alluded to a moment ago. You need to know multiple positions to help out this receiver group, and pretty much all these receivers. Guys can move positions here, and that's important for your role.
All right, definitely. Right now, I'm a guy that could come in and relieve anyone, or certain plays that they want me in on, I come in and do that. But we plan on moving the ball a good bit, so that means guys are going to be in and out, just like in the preseason. I played more with the ones than I expected to before Keith was hurt, and after that, it just kind of increased. And I think that's going to carry on into the season. It's kind of hard to ask a guy to be out there for 8-9 plays because we have pretty long drives. We're pretty good at holding the ball and with time management, clock management. So I know I'm going to have to go in and help out and do my part.
Unless you have the hot hand, then stay out there, DJ, right?
Definitely.
That's how that works. A few more here before we get you out of here today. From Unilad, another media question. The London game is coming up. How excited are you to go to Wembley Stadium and play in front of an excited away-from-home crowd? Have you ever been to London, first of all?
No, never had a passport. So I have a passport. I'm excited. It's a great stadium. I obviously watched it during soccer and things like that. So to be able to go over there and play in front of those fans who don't get football all the time, and they're going to get a pretty good Jacksonville team that's ready to play and playing against a pretty good team in that stadium, is going to be exciting. And I know it's going to be packed with everybody that's been waiting for football, having to watch it on TV. Streaming the game, so I'm excited for the atmosphere.
That's going to be fun. It's on paper the biggest game the NFL's ever had in the UK. So with the Eagles, the defending champs, and of course the Jaguars coming in. Now a Jag Tag question of the week. We're excited to have a question of the week from one of the Jag Tag participants, brought to you by LGT Vestra. It's a simplified version of American football played in elementary schools, high schools, and community projects around England with over 3,000 participants. This week's question is from Jack Lewis. He's 14 years old, from Gateshead, a Churchill Community College there. What is the toughest thing about playing in the NFL is his question.
Toughest.
Well, you might not know yet. You haven't played a regular season game.
So far, it's how you have to really be smart. And I think a lot of people take that for granted when watching NFL. You think the jobs that we do are pretty simple, but you have to really know the game of football, and if you don't, it's hard to last. So, like I said earlier, when you're at the line of scrimmage, it's more than just X's and O's. You have to know exactly what the defense doing as well as knowing your job. And at any moment, you get 40 seconds on the play clock, maybe less, but by the time you get to the line, it might be 15, and so much can happen between those 15 seconds, whether the play change or your route change or anything, or the defense change. So you have to really know the game. You have to study, and that's one thing I think a lot of people don't understand about the NFL way more than college, that it's not the coaches changing the plays anymore. It's kind of built in, and your leaders making the plays and changing the plays at the line, and it can happen at any point.
Quite a challenge.
Yeah.
Quite a challenge ahead for this Jaguars. Hey, we're going to finish today with this football, the white panel football. That one lucky fan will win an autograph of DJ Chark. You want to sign that on the air right now while we're here? There's your pen right here in front of us.
Got you.
The DJ Chark Jr. football will make the cross-Atlantic trip and get given away to a fan who wrote into the program today. So there you have it, DJ Chark Jr., with the number going on there as well, number 17. Show it off to the camera there. There you go, DJ Chark Jr., the first guest on the Lycamobile Jaguars Jam. Well done, DJ. Thanks for coming in, and thanks for the time this week. Good luck to you.
It's going to be a hard act to follow for whoever
You
next.
set the tone is what you did this week.
Definitely.
I love it. DJ Chark Jr., our first guest for the Lycamobile Jaguars Jam.